So now I'm going to ask you about disinformation. What do we do about it? How does an individual person, and we can talk about the party, but I want to know, like, how, when you're talking to someone, how do you kind of combat these, sometimes really bizarre theories that people have?
Well, let's start with, in most cases, the Republican Party has no interest in having a relationship with the truth. Sometimes they walk around and lie so much they suffer from lie-abetes. And it's been true, because when you do the fact checking, you realize very quickly the math does not add up. So let's start there. And let's also start with who the messengers are. If the same person who tells you that somehow or another slavery was a job training program that benefited black folks, or somehow or another wants to whitewash history, or supports legislation that will literally suffocate and silence your votes at the ballot box, do not want to pass legislation to deal with police brutality and criminal justice and environmental issues and all the things that our community face, then why in the hell would you think that somehow or another a vote for them makes sense?
I mean, you even see sometimes within the Republican Party that some will say that they're willing to overlook the lies and the crime and all of that, and all they're really concerned about is their bottom line. And I mean, do you think that some of that is happening in the black community, where they're like, I just want, cost of gas to go down, all I care about is, what they call the kitchen table issues, and they can overlook all that other stuff.
Well, you must be stealing my talking point. Because what I was gonna say is, look, I think black people have been consistently focused on bread and butter issues, barbershop, beauty salon issues, kitchen table issues. I sometimes say corner of the bed issues, the things you think about in the morning on the corner of your bed, and the things before you go to bed, you're sitting on that same corner thinking about how did things change in my day. So we've been traditionally focused on those things, and Republicans have too. However, Republicans fall in line, Democrats fall in love. That's the difference between the two. Sometimes the Republicans don't have to do a damn thing and their voters will come out. We can do everything and our voters may not come out. And so I think we have to be consistent and as relentless as they are about the power of their vote and how their vote translates to governing, because there is an old adage in the South that you cannot govern if you do not win, or as I sometimes say, losers do not legislate.
We saw that you got a 10 out of 10 on Room Rater, and as someone who has had to set up live shots in my office that have looked very terrible, I want to know, how can the rest of us, and not just people who are going to be doing live shots in their bedroom, but the rest of us, how do we get a 10 out of 10 room?
Well, I practice yoga, and one of the most intentional things, one of the most consequential things I learned from yoga is learn how to make adjustments. And so you watch other people's backgrounds and you make your adjustments based on the feedback they receive. And that's what I try to do with all my shots when I can. The hotel rooms are different, and being in the car doing TV is sometimes different. But where you can, you make adjustments and you do the things that are deemed necessary to get you to the highest grade level you can get.
Your curtains are fire.
I looked at that and I was like, that is a deserved 10 out of 10. Like, how do I do that? Who knows?
And can you come and decorate my apartment?
We would love that.
10s are a blessing.
Yeah. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for being here. Yeah, this is a blast.
Yeah,
Got to have you back on.
I hope so.